you have a milestone in your life and you reach the top of that mountain, there should be a pause. We should have a pause button on life where we can say, okay, I want to sit here. Just give me a minute. I want to sit here and take it all in. Unfortunately, that's not how life goes. Okay, Gen X, you get up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you think to yourself, what happened? When did this happen? When did my life turn into this? It just seems like yesterday everything was good. I was young. I was just graduating high school or just starting that job or just graduating from college or just getting married, or you can fill in the blank. But that time, you think back to that time in your life and you wonder, gosh, where did the time go in the gap between that and now? It's gone. I don't remember getting here. It's a blur. It's like I was going 90 miles an hour between here and here. And I just don't know when that happened. Well, if that's you, I think you're in good company. I think there's a lot of Gen Xers out there that are coming to that epiphany. You know, I've always been kind of proud of the fact that I'm Gen X. A lot of us, we've suffered a lot of things. We've lost parents. We've seen marriages die. We've seen careers die. Some of us have lost a spouse. A lot of different things go on. And we see these things happening in other people's lives. Oftentimes we don't see it in our own lives. It just happens and we push through because we're Gen X. That's what we do. We're the latchkey generation. We grew up fending for ourselves. A lot of us, for whatever reason, don't seek out advice from other people our age. We don't look for help. We don't try to fix things for ourselves. We're always trying to fix for others. And before you know it, our lives can be just in shambles. And I know from my own life, I've experienced some of those things, but for the most part, I feel blessed to make it to where I am. You know, we've all had the health issues. We've all had the financial issues. We've all had the career issues. You can put a blank in front of that issues. You know, there's a lot of different things. But for the most part, I think Gen X has powered through. It's like when you're at that expensive restaurant and they serve you the big meal and you don't want to throw it away. So you just power through and then you're miserable afterwards, right? You eat so much, you take in so much, it makes you sick. And at the end of the day, I think our generation is kind of guilty of that. We have taken in so much responsibility that it has aged us and made us sick and made us long for those days. I mean, can you remember back at high school graduation? And no matter where you are in your graduating class, whether you're at the top or the bottom, whether you're popular or not, whether you're into sports or not, everybody was equal that was walking across that stage and getting their diploma, because it was the threshold into adult life. And I remember the excitement and I remember the nostalgia. You would look around to the other students around you that were receiving their diploma. Even if you didn't like them, even if you didn't associate with them, there was still a camaraderie to it. And I remember thinking, this is it. This is the beginning. It's off and running for me in my life. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. And then you receive that piece of paper, you hit the ground running, and the next time you raise your head up, it's 30 or 40 years later. And you're like, what happened? Where did that go? You try to look in the rearview mirror and it's gone. It's over the hill behind you. And you just can't, it's hard to fathom sometimes. And I came to some of these conclusions here recently. Well, it's actually been a year ago now. That's another thing. Time just goes so fast. A year ago, I was doing the eulogy for my father-in-law, and having to look through the pictures of him when he was young, from a baby up until the time that he died. You flip through these pictures, you take 15, 20 minutes or an hour or whatever, flip through these pictures, and it's a whole person's life that quick. And you take those pictures and we scanned them and we put them on a flash drive to take them to the funeral like they do nowadays. They put them on an overhead and everybody oohs and ahs and laughs, so you don't have to confront the grief and confront the fact that you've lost this person. It's a distraction to the inevitable. It's a distraction to reality that this person, their life is over and they're laid out in front of you and you're here to honor them. And in doing his funeral, I was able to look back at my relationship with him. I met him when I was 17. That's when my wife and I first started dating. He did not like me much. And I was able to talk about our relationship and how it had grown over the years and how it had changed over the years, and how thankful I was that it did change, because initially he and I were oil and water. We were just so much different. And as I was standing at the podium honoring him, talking about him and his life and his family, and I realized that 40 years had gone by since the time I met my father-in-law. 40 years. And in my mind, as I'm speaking, I'm thinking, I'm trying to account for those 40 years. And I couldn't do it. I couldn't think of everything that I've done. There should be many, many milestones. And there are milestones. But it seems like when you have a milestone in your life and you reach the top of that mountain, there should be a pause. We should have a pause button on life where we can say, okay, I want to sit here. Just give me a minute. I want to sit here and take it all in. Unfortunately, that's not how life goes. You have to go over the mountain and down the hill again, build up that speed, and get ready for the next summit. And for some of us, we hit that valley and it's really hard to come out of there. There's quicksand at the bottom of it. And I guess that's kind of just how I thought I'd approach this video. I know there's a lot of us out there that are reaching that age where we're just kind of looking around going, wait a minute, what? I've got how many grandkids now? I don't even feel like I'm finished raising my kids. I still feel like I have things to teach them. Yet they're grown and they have careers and they have families and they have children. And it's just so surreal sometimes. And I look back at my parents, who are both gone. When, let's say, my dad was 61, what was he doing? What was his life from 61 on till he passed away at 75? And, it's that bell curve. If it's going fast for me now, and it seems like every year that goes by is faster than faster. If it's going that fast for me now, how fast is 61 to 75 or 80 or whatever it's going to be for me? Seeing the way that the world's going and the way that society's going and the way that technology's going, I swear I want to make a hat that says, make today 1985 again. Because that's how I feel. There are times where I just want to leave it all behind, man, and go to that place where it's 1985 again. Or I'd even take 1975. I was 10 years old in 1975 and life was great. Your parents would let you go outside and play, and when the street lights came on, that's when you had to come home. We'd drink out of the water hose. We'd have dinner at our buddy's house. We'd call home once or never. Our parents kind of trusted that we could take care of ourselves because we had to. That's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to make a video to, I guess, get this off my chest and see if there's anybody else out there. So if you're feeling your age, if you're wondering, how did I get here? If you're wondering what happened to the last 40 years, comment below. Let me and let everybody else know that'll watch this video what your situation is. Where has life taken you since graduation? What have been the ups and the downs? Safe to say we all will have many of the same kind of valleys or downs in our life. Many of us have health problems. Many of us have lost siblings. Many of us have lost parents by this time. And a lot of us have had some really good highs as well. We've hit that mountaintop now and then. We've had our laurels and our high moments. Let me know about those. Put them in the comment below. This is not just a downer video. This is a celebration of getting to 60 or 55 or 50 and saying, I'm not done yet. I've got another 15, 20, 25 years, whatever it is. I've got it. I still have it in me, and I still want to push forward. And I want to make it to another mountaintop, and I want to see the mountain that's beyond that, and I want to make it to that one as well. And when the time comes that I can't climb anymore, I'll accept it. But until then, keep climbing. My name's Doug, and I'm a Gen X. Come back, we'll talk about it some more.